Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Fright Friday right here on Night Owl Video. Today I am talking about horns. Yes, horns, which I always get mixed up with that movie. I want to say it's called Tusk or Tusks. I don't know. The one where the guy grows the tusks or they turn him into a walrus or something. I don't know if those came out around the same time, but for whatever reason in my brain, I always get these two movies mixed up. And I did not like the walrus one at all. I thought it was really upsetting. And so I think I just sort of avoided this one. And I had heard not great things about it. So I just kind of avoided it. It came out in 2013. So it's been a long time coming, I guess. But anyway, let's get into the review of this. Thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed and watched my videos and given me the thumbs up and all that. I really appreciate your support. It is a rainy Sunday here in Nova Scotia. The weather is strange lately. I've been out for 3 bike rides and I'm just waiting for the warm weather to kick in. But today's a rainy, dreary day, so I thought, well, I wasn't really feeling like doing some videos this week, but I pushed through it, and I've got 2 for you. So this one, of course, today, Friday, and this past Tuesday, I reviewed the Charlton Heston film, The Omega Man. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that on my Cult Movie Tuesdays playlist, which I put up this past Tuesday. So let's jump right into this. Horns. This is a dark fantasy comedy thriller from 2013 based on a 2010 novel by Joe Hill. Some of you may know Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. And this was also directed by Alexandre. I want to say it's Aza. It's AJA is how it's spelled. And I think it's pronounced Aza. So that's what I'm going to go with for today. I think I did a review of Crawl last year around this time, which was another one of his films. He also directed High Tension, which is a great thriller. The Hills Have Eyes remake from 2006, and he also did a parking garage thriller called P2, which I saw and thought it was okay. I can't remember if I did a review of that or not. I may have, but so far of all those ones, I would say Crawl is my favorite. I watched that for the first time last year around this time and totally fell head over heels for that film. So the synopsis for Horns is, in the aftermath of his girlfriend's mysterious death, a young man awakens to find strange horns sprouting from his forehead, aka Daniel Radcliffe in the lead role, also accompanied by Max Minghella, Joe Anderson, and Juno Temple, who's also featured on the cover here. The production or notes about horns from my research on the internet. Shia LaBeouf was apparently going to be playing the lead role, Ignatius, but he was replaced by Daniel Radcliffe. Kind of weirdly happy about that. I don't know if I like Shia LaBeouf okay, but I don't know if he could have carried this role. Filming of Horns took place in British Columbia, Canada between September and December of 2012. Juno Temple's character is named Marin, and apparently that's a reference to Father Marin, who was played by Max von Sydow in the Exorcist franchise. Heather Graham is in here as well. She plays a waitress in a logger town where a young girl, she's reprising her role once again as a diner waitress in a logger town where a young girl was mysteriously murdered. And that is, the speculation is that that's Alexandre as paying homage to Twin Peaks. That's what I read. I don't know if that's true. Citation required, but it would seem to make sense in this case. The film Horns premiered at the 2013 Toronto International Film Festival and was theatrically released on Halloween of 2014 to mixed reviews. Yeah. Apparently during production, Daniel Radcliffe, in his trailer, now some of you may not know, when you're working on a film as an actor, you're a lot of times on set, you're in a little trailer of your own to get your makeup done and all that stuff, and your wardrobe, and probably just have some downtime between scenes. Well, apparently in his trailer, the water was contained antifreeze, and he did not know that, and he ingested a bunch of antifreeze when he drank from the tap. So there was no signs that the water was non-potable, and as a result, he became very sick for apparently 3 days, though not requiring hospitalization. So, thank God. I mean, I drank bleach once by accident, and I survived. So there you go. So anyway, Daniel Radcliffe drank antifreeze, but he survived. Luckily, good thing, because this movie would obviously fall apart without him. The film has a 41% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.4 over 10 on IMDb. Peter de Bruges of Variety magazine sensed that the film, quote, benefits from the Helmer's twisted sensibility, but suffers from a case of overall silliness, unquote. My thoughts on this film, Horns. Now, again, I really just avoided this film because, again, I had such bad feelings about that Walrus movie, which was that a Kevin Smith movie, if I'm not mistaken. I got these two mixed up. You know, there's the horns going the tusks going this way and the horns going this way. And I don't know, I always associate it with that film for some reason. And because I had such a disdain for that Walrus movie, I just totally avoided this movie. And I think I did talk to a few people about this, and they kind of were just like, eh. But yeah, I would say maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10 for me. I did like the film. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I had heard not great reviews of this, and so I just kind of avoided it. But I think Daniel Radcliffe really carries this film to the finish line. I thought Juno Temple was good as well, but I think it's so focused on Daniel Radcliffe and his, he's being accused of murdering his girlfriend, but he didn't do it. So he's like super crushed and sad. And he's just all these like flashbacks to like not breaking up, but like, I won't spoil it for you if you've never seen it, but it's just really heart-wrenching. And I think some film critics, did kind of acknowledge that. But yeah, his grief, his anger, is also really powerful. And I think that's what kind of carries this film to the finish line, like I said. I don't think it would have worked with, what's his name? The other guy. Shia LaBeouf. I just don't think he would have carried it the same way Daniel Radcliffe did. But yeah, I think it was a fun movie. The comedy is really like, it's super dark, but it really works great. I think the director, again, like he did The Hills Have Eyes, but he also did like Piranha 3 Double D or whatever. So I think he was able to kind of balance that like seriousness with the comedy, the dark comedy, and I think the quirkiness of this story. Again, like if you're skeptical of the story, like, okay, it's a guy who's got horns growing out of his head and it's like a romantic thing, and you're probably just thinking this is going to be awful, but trust me when I say that it does work on a weird way, and it's just that quirky, it's one of those movies that's just so quirky it works. And again, without Daniel Radcliffe and the director, I don't know if it would have maybe, but I've not read the book, so I don't know if the book is good or not, but I think if you give this movie a shot, you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you like kind of quirky horror comedies or like fantasy comedies, if you like Daniel Radcliffe, he is just spot on in this movie. And yeah, if you said the premise to somebody, it would sound like not. If you said it to me, I would be like, probably why I avoided it. I would say like this sounds ridiculous, but I don't know, it does work. Let's have a look at the DVD, shall we? Here's the cover. Daniel and Juno Temple looking pretty emo there. It says, embrace your demons, is the tagline. On the back, we got another picture of Daniel Radcliffe. Some scenes from the movie there. Bloody Disgusting said, wonderfully twisted, unlike anything you've ever seen. Yeah, of course, Daniel Radcliffe, you probably know from Harry Potter. He was also one of my other favorite horrors, The Woman in Black, and Juno Temple, who was in Divergent, Maleficent, and in The Dark Knight Rises. Was she? Oh, she had like a little. Did she have like a little bit role in Dark Knight Rises? They probably put that on there to sell DVDs, but not to say that she wasn't good in that film, but I don't think she had much of a role. If memory serves correct, I don't know, but yeah, and the book Horns was a New York Times bestseller and directed. Apparently now on the back they call Alexandre Aza a genre master. So it's Piranha 3D. Why was I thinking? Anyway, I don't know. This movie is 120 minutes long, but it goes by pretty good. It doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome. This is rated 14 in Canada. This is a Region 1 DVD from VVS Films. Horns. I picked this up in a recent thrifting haul for $1, which I thought wasn't a bad gamble. It was still sealed when I got it too, so I figured it wasn't a bad gamble. And I probably, I would still pay like regular price for this, probably like in the $5 bin at Walmart or whatever. But yeah, just a fun, quirky fantasy horror movie. So if that's your jam, I don't think it's as fantastic as like a Del Toro movie or something like that, but kind of on the spectrum leaning towards that way. So not really a horror movie per se, more on the fantasy end. But yeah, wonderful. The scenes where the horns are coming in and he tries to get a doctor to cut them off with a saw and stuff, like it's got that really weird, quirky, dark sense of humor. So if you like that as well, I would definitely recommend this. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Horns. There wasn't a lot of information online as far as like behind the scenes production, all that kind of stuff. So this is a short and sweet review, but I hope you like my review of this film. Let me know your thoughts on Horns in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Maybe you thought it was just too quirky or goofy, but let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. If you like this review, consider giving me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, consider giving me or click the subscribe button. I've been a little inconsistent lately, I'm not going to lie. I've had some thrifting haul videos recently. I had the Great Purge of February or whatever that was. So those videos did really well. My reviews tend to do less as far as views, but that's okay with me because I feel like it's people that actually want to come and hear thoughts about a film as opposed to a thrifting haul, which is just like a random what did I find. Lately, the thrifting has not been great, I'll be honest. I haven't really picked up much. I've gotten some CDs and some vinyl, but not much in the way of movies. I did pick up, and I'll probably do a review of it soon, the Sweeney Todd movie. I don't like musicals, as I may have mentioned before, but I've been on a real Tim Burton kick lately, so I want to check that movie out for myself and see what it's like. And so I'll probably be doing a review of that coming up soon. If you missed this past Tuesday on Cult Movie Tuesdays, I reviewed the film The Omega Man starring Charlton Heston, which also actually has a little Tim Burton tie-in as well. So, which is why I ended up watching it. Go back and check out that review. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for checking out my review of Horns with Daniel Radcliffe and Juno Temple. That's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. But until next time, take good care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next review. Bye.